Good morning. Fast Eddie goes to the Philippines. Uh, Talking about, I did a short little reel about getting our dog to the Philippines. And I did a video as well, but due to technical difficulties, I could not get the video to load onto YouTube. So I'm back at it again because anyway, I had to delete the video, start all over from scratch. I don't know why it wouldn't load. It would just sit there and spin and spin and spin, and nothing would happen. After about 48 hours of not loading it, I said, this ain't going to happen. So I'm moving on. I'm going to redo it. So we talked about the airlines. Booked our flights to the Philippines August 5th. We are leaving, and booked it with Delta. However, I found out that they're not Delta flights. You fly out of SFO to Incheon, Korea, and then from Incheon, Korea to Cebu. But actually, the flights are basically all run by Korean Air. The planes are Korean airplanes. So I guess Korean Air uses Delta services here at SFO to get going there. But anyway, so on the Delta side, book my ticket, and it says that you have to call if you're bringing your animal on board with you. And so I called, and actually I called the first night, wasn't able to get through. They had like a 40-minute wait time, and then they send you some text with one of those artificial intelligence generated, bot things, whatever you're talking to, which didn't help me. Uh, so I came back the next morning. I called and got a hold of somebody about 5 minutes, but was on the phone with them for about an hour, only to find out that they couldn't help me. That I had, because the flights were actually Korean Air flights, I had to go to Korean Air. So I hang up with Delta, call Korean Air, and they tell me within 2 or 3 minutes of being on, they can't help me because I need to have I forget the actual word they told me. It's a code. It's like a shared code or something. Yeah, shared code, I think was the word they used. So I get that code. I call back to Delta, tell them what I need to talk to the code share department, secret code share department. And the guy on the phone, he asked me the same questions that the lady did. This is Delta, same questions, but he's entering this information in, and he knows what I'm talking about. So we go through the whole thing again, and he basically is able to then tell me, okay, that he can register that I'm bringing a pet on board because they only allow 4 pets in cabin on the flight. So you want to make sure that I guess you get into the queue and make sure you're good to go. To be honest with you, I don't ever recall anybody bringing a pet on a plane before, but I really wasn't looking. So, anyways, the only requirement is that you have a carrier. It's a soft-sided carrier that the dog fits in that can fit underneath the front seat. And so we're going to be able to do that with Steph, our little Pomeranian, and we should be fine. But so then once I had Delta on board, I called back to Korean Air, and they were able to book. They basically told me, "Yep, not a problem. We're good to go, and we're going to send you a confirming email to that effect." And they did. Within 48 hours, I had 2 emails saying both they got me for having a pet on both flights. Um, and anyway, so I just kind of the moral of the story here was that while Delta Airlines is very pet friendly, most airlines don't allow pets in the cabins. They got a lot of restrictions, weight restrictions, size restrictions, all sorts of things. Delta's pretty liberal in what they allow, and I guess that transfers over to Korean Airlines. So that's how we're going to get Steph to the Philippines. I did not want to have put my dog in a cargo hold. So the difference, I think, though, is training. The Korean Air staff were they were incredible. They were on top of it. They seemed to know what was going on, and it was like 10 minutes on the phone. And I suspect that the Korean Air may have actually been based in the Philippines. The call center was in the Philippines because the accent of the people appeared to have that Filipino English accent, which I'm familiar with. Uh, Delta, I think, is in Atlanta in the South because you could hear the accent in people, and I just don't think they had the training because they seem to gather the information, then put you on hold, then go talk with somebody else, and then come back and tell you things. So it wasn't very efficient at Delta One, but they're probably not paying people much, and it is what it is. But anyways, that's the latest saga for us. So we are booked to fly. The pets are good to go. Now we start the international health certificate process. We got to go through getting a steph a certificate issued by a USDA approved vet So when we get to the Philippines, he'll be ready to go, and he can go to his 30-day quarantine, which basically is he just has to stay at the house um, and not travel around. But so that's going to be it. So until next time, Fast Eddie Goes to the Philippines. We will talk to you soon. Thank you.